These two Florida cities are only minutes apart, yet they tend to attract very different types of people. One is more suburban, relaxed, more nature-oriented, while the other is more artsy, eclectic, and historic. Today I'm going to compare Boynton Beach and Lake Worth Beach. Buyers tend to begin with these when they're looking at homes in Palm Beach County because of the lower home prices. But if you choose the wrong community, you may find yourself frustrated once the newness of the relocation has worn off. In this video, I'm going to break down the home prices, community vibes, downtown lifestyle, beach access, and who tends to be happiest in each city. While they may look similar on a map, living in each one feels very different. First, let's talk location. Both Boynton Beach and Lake Worth Beach are located in central Palm Beach County. They're north of Delray and south of West Palm, which places them in a convenient location within Southeast Florida. Both cities have easy access to the beach, to I-95, to the Florida Turnpike, and to Palm Beach International Airport. It's roughly 20 minutes to downtown West Palm and 45 minutes to an hour to Fort Lauderdale, depending on traffic. So from a location standpoint, both of these cities excel. But this is where things begin to get different. Let's begin with Boynton. Boynton Beach tends to attract people who want simplicity, convenience, and a more relaxed suburban lifestyle. It's not trying to be trendy, and that's exactly what buyers love here. Compared to places like Delray Beach, Boynton feels quieter, more laid back, and definitely less intense. You will find a lot of gated communities, newer communities with resort-style amenities, golf course communities, as well as older neighborhoods that feel established. For many people relocating from the Midwest and from the Northeast, Boynton Beach feels immediately comfortable. Fishing is a huge part of the culture. The Gulf Stream runs unusually close to the coast, drawing people from all over for the fishing. The Boynton Inlet offers one of the best onshore fishing spots in all of Palm Beach County, and if you enjoy spearfishing, scuba diving, or deep sea fishing, the inlet also gives you easy access to the ocean. Boynton also has several nature areas where you can escape the city and get lost in places like the Everglades and our local wetlands. Shopping is interspersed throughout the city, making everyday errands convenient. And one of the biggest advantages is that you can still live relatively close to the ocean without paying the ultra premium prices that you see in communities further to the south. Now, some people may say that Boynton feels less exciting, but other people choose it because that's exactly what they want. But now let's talk about the city that often creates a much stronger emotional reaction one way or the other, Lake Worth Beach. People usually either instantly love it or they immediately know that it's not for them, and there's often not a middle ground. Lake Worth Beach has an entirely different personality, especially on the east side. The best way that I can describe it is it's where Key West meets the mainland. The city is colorful, eclectic, artsy, historic, and has a load of personality in both its architecture and its residents. And unlike a lot of newer South Florida communities, which can feel a little cookie cutter, there is nothing cookie cutter about Lake Worth Beach. Downtown is one of the biggest draws here. You have restaurants, coffee shops, murals, art studios, live music, and it's walkable, which draws a lot of people in. It's famous for its historic cottages, old Florida homes, and neighborhoods with tons of character. Now here's the honest reality. Lake Worth Beach is not as polished as some of the nearby communities are. One street may be charming and beautiful, but just one block over can feel completely different. So buyers who love Lake Worth Beach usually value its charm, historic homes, and diverse community filled with artists more than they do manicured perfection. And for the right buyer, this atmosphere is incredibly hard to replicate anywhere else in Palm Beach County. Now, an important note on these distinctions we're talking about. They're largely true on the east side of these cities. Once you get to the west side, these areas are filled with master plan communities and newer development where these distinctions are less noticeable. Next, let's talk pricing, because this is what first draws many people to looking at these two cities. Both areas are relatively affordable compared to much of Palm Beach County. In Boynton Beach, the median sales price over the last 6 months is $235,000 for a townhouse or condo, $468,000 for a single-family home located within a 55-plus community, and $590,000 for a single-family home located outside of a 55-plus community. In Lake Worth Beach, the median sales price is $196,500 for a townhouse or condo, $522,000 for a single-family home located within a 55-plus community, and $565,000 for a single-family home located outside of a 55-plus community. The numbers only tell part of the story here, though. In Boynton Beach, your money often goes towards organized HOA communities, especially on the western side, easy access to recreational options, convenient shopping, and an overall intentionally relaxed atmosphere. While in Lake Worth Beach, your value comes from its live and let live attitude, historic homes, artsy character, and overall uniqueness. Buyers who search in these two communities often emerge with a strong preference of one over the other. Now, if having a true downtown is important to you, this is another area where these two cities differentiate themselves, and Lake Worth Beach is the true winner in this category. It's energetic, lively, filled with local businesses, and very walkable. You can spend an entire evening here grabbing coffee, getting dinner, and then going to a live show, all without ever getting into your vehicle. Boynton has great shopping and restaurants as well. It's just more spread out and not consolidated into one downtown area. It doesn't have that same walk around and explore atmosphere that Lake Worth offers. And this is something that Boynton is working on correcting, but we're several years out from seeing that become a true reality. And this is important to a lot of buyers. It's the reason why many of them choose Lake Worth over Boynton. And if beach access is important to you, both cities excel in this area. In Boynton Beach, locals love to go to Oceanfront Park Beach. It's clean, easy to access, family-friendly, but a little more relaxed. In Lake Worth Beach, the most popular beach in this area is Lake Worth Beach Park. And in this beach, it's a little more of the South Florida beach town atmosphere. You have the local fishing pier, nearby restaurants, people walking around, and a little more energy overall. Both are beautiful, both give you easy access to the Atlantic Ocean, and the main difference is one is more commercialized than the other. So who fits best in both of these cities? In Boynton Beach, you may be a good fit if you enjoy a quieter, more suburban lifestyle. You enjoy maybe a newer community with resort-style amenities or a more established, conventional neighborhood located close to local stores. I had a local say to me, the people who fit best in Boynton Beach are those who come here to live in Southeast Florida who want a more relaxed, down-to-earth culture. It's exceptionally popular with retirees and with people relocating from the Midwest or from the Northeast who enjoy outdoor activities like fishing, boating, or eating outdoors on the intercoastal restaurants. Lake Worth Beach may be a good fit for you if you're someone who wants historic homes that rank high in walkability, especially those that are close to downtown, or a local culture that leans heavily into arts, creativity, and uniqueness. Or you're somebody that appreciates a less conventional neighborhood that feels like old Florida, much more so than the surrounding communities that have all experienced high degrees of redevelopment. My personal opinion on these two cities is that they're often overshadowed by the more polished communities that surround them. And because of that, buyers often overlook them. If you are someone who resonates with the cultures that I described here, they're definitely worth taking a deeper look. And if you're someone who's coming to Southeast Florida but you have a more limited home budget, these are good options to add to your list of communities to check out. Most people in that situation can find a place within one of these two communities that feels like a good fit. If you have questions about these areas or the real estate within them, feel free to reach out to me. And if you're interested in the things that surprise people here, check out this video I made on the surprises that I and other Midwesterners experienced when we moved to Southeast Florida.